Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hi, Firefly. What's going on?
Well, we have a very interesting, kind of an impromptu episode today based on a news story that we saw.
No, well, it was,
Strange bedfellows.
yeah, I don't want to say shocking because is anything really shocking anymore?
No.
No, but when I saw that picture of Melania's date, her escort to this global summit that they were having, fostering
First of all,
future together.
I don't trust any summits.
Summits always kind of sound culture clubby,
Remember,
right?
RFK Jr. had a summit.
Hmm.
And what was his summit
They
called?
all they always have summits. It wasn't his like Haga.
It was MAHA.
Oh, Maha.
It's the MAHA
Yeah,
Summit.
yeah,
So it's like we're climbing the mountain. It's kind of like those
right.
people who like lose all their fingers and toes, but they go, I climbed Mount
Yeah,
Everest.
it was worth it.
I got to the summit.
I had to amputate all my my extremities, but it's all of
Yeah.
them.
Summits are pretentious gatherings because
Yeah,
all it is a meeting, but
right.
it's called a summit.
Well, when it's important people and it's like the elites,
We are the
you
top of the mountain.
you can call your meeting a summit.
You know,
Should start calling our meetings summits.
exactly.
You know,
Why not?
we're
What are
having
we?
a summit.
We're like having a valley.
Yeah.
So, Summit is like what people take a private jet to and then talk about carbon being deadly.
Yeah.
That's a summit.
Yeah. They always have to take they have to take private jets to these
They
things.
do that, and then
Yeah.
they go, "Oh my God, we need to stop eating meat
It,
immediately."
the rest of the people shouldn't be flying or driving.
No, not you. But I'm
No.
gonna take a private jet. I'm going to a summit because I'm an important person. I'm at the top.
Yeah.
I'm at the peak.
I have to go to this summit to talk
I go to
about
the
the,
summit.
the problem with using up too much oil.
People make a pilgrimage to the summit to hear me. So at this summit, Melania makes an entrance. It's
Yeah.
at the White House.
Yeah.
So if it's at the White House, that means Trump endorses what they're saying.
Right. Was he there? Didn't say anything about him being
Didn't
there.
say anything about him being there, but I mean, uh, you know, I can't imagine Ronnie was like bummed about Nancy doing the Don't Do Drugs program.
Yeah, just say no.
Yeah, that was sanctioned.
Yeah.
His chief of staff probably said, "Okay, yeah, she can do that."
She got the stamp of approval.
So Trump is saying, "Okay, Melania, you can walk into the summit with a
Yeah.
robot as your date."
I kind of think that Trump was not only endorsing it, but encouraging it.
Totally.
I think he's totally on board with this whole thing.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
was thinking about Trump. Trump is the kind of guy who says one thing but totally does another.
Right.
And he's the worst kind of liar because if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to him. But I think he's not just a liar, I think he's a treacherous, traitorous liar.
He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
That's right.
That's how he's got all of his Trump followers to like still think he's a wonderful person and
And
he's
that's how he
doing
does
good.
it. He
Yeah.
placates them,
Yeah.
but he tells them one thing but does another.
Yeah.
What they're doing is what robots represent for the elites is well, once we eliminate the useless eaters, then we're just going to have robots for labor.
Yeah, we won't need all of those people anymore
Yeah,
because they're just useless eaters and they're taking up space.
that's
They're
right.
dirty.
So
We'll
they're
have
useless
robots.
eaters. So Melania is suggesting a lot of this. It's what was the AI thing called? It's the company that created that robot. And
Well, I thought it was interesting that the robot itself was called Figure 3,
figure three.
which made me think, well, that means there must have been Figure 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
So this is like the third prototype, I'm imagining. And
It's like thing one and
yeah,
thing two.
and so there was like two previous ones and probably many more before that,
There
but
was.
like this is like the final version and it's Figure 3.
Was
Or
that
maybe or
wasn't
maybe
that in Dr. Seuss?
yeah. Or maybe like figures 1 and 2 are like they're also like coexisting with figure three, but they're just like a different
Yes,
model.
they
Like
are.
maybe they have like different length arms or appendages or something like
Figure one might be Kim Kardashian.
yeah.
So, anyways,
So she came in with figure three
figure three
and
comes in.
it's walking right next to her.
And this AI company is showcased at this summit that created this robot.
Oh,
So they're invited down.
you know what's really interesting?
What?
So this robot looked exactly like the robots that they were showing us in movies about 15 years ago or so.
Yeah.
When did that movie AI what was it called?
Oh, yeah. I think it was called AI.
Was it called AI?
And was that Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
He's like always coming out with what's going to be coming out now.
Yeah, so that there was a robot in that. These robots that they're showing us, like this one that accompanied Melania, looks exactly like the robots that they showed us in movies.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So they had those robots a long time ago.
So, like, why is Melania, I don't know, like promoting robots or
She's promoting it.
condoning robots? What the hell? I think that could be like them signaling, oh yeah, totally. We're going to be culling the useless leaders, and these are the labor of the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. I think for her to come in and, be kind of condoning this, not condoning it, but actually like promoting it, I think is just basically an admission that this is what's coming and this is what we want and this is a good thing,
There's a sexual
right?
component to it.
Ooh,
She's walking in with it, kind of like it's her
as
date.
a date. Yeah.
So it's kind of like have sex with robots. Because wasn't Kim kind of saying that too?
Yeah.
Like have sex with
We
robots.
talked about that in one of our episodes.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like moving away from traditional sexual behavior because then who else is there?
Yeah.
Who's the other lady or man that's there? They're in attendance. It's Brigitte.
Oh, at the meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah.
so she's saying, I have sex with robots. And by the way, here's Brigitte, and stop talking about her looking like a dude.
Yeah.
And even though the translator from French to English is going to be a male voice, and that's kind of revealing the
That
method.
is so ironic. Her, her interpreter that was there for her was a man.
So, like on the
So
video, it's like it's talking, and it's a man's voice being heard, and it's a man figure speaking it. I mean, it's a man, man.
it's a man, baby. But
But Candace is getting sued for saying that.
I know. Well, and I was telling you, because of what Brigitte was saying, was that there should be limits to free speech.
That's what she's there for.
Now, that doesn't sound like free speech to me.
So, well, she comes
If
out.
there's limits, how's that free?
What did she say, which was so insidious? She goes, I love America, and I know that you guys love free speech, but it has to be limited and it has to be according to our code.
Yeah, it should adapt to certain codes. I guess she's going to make these codes up.
She
So
decides.
we should just follow her codes. And she says liberty has rules.
Liberty's got rules, and
Yeah.
you play within the field goal range that I set.
So it's limits to free speech, meaning it's free-ish speech.
And I wonder where those limits like end. Probably
Oh.
with like you probably can't talk about those people from that country from 1948.
Yeah,
You probably can't say anything about trannies.
yeah.
Can't say anything about cooties.
And there's probably no limit to like no statute of limitations or anything like that. So like I was telling you before,
Yeah.
like I guess they're supposedly suing Candace Owens for things that she said about Brigitte. And I said they'll probably sue us in like 5 years for what we said 5 years ago.
Totally.
They'll just be like, this wasn't illegal 5 years ago, but you said it and now it's illegal. So now
It's illegal
you're
now.
going straight to jail.
Straight to jail has worked very good in my concert. And that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
This is totally. So you can see that Trump and Melania are not on our side.
No, they want robots and they want free-ish speech.
They're like, we have a good relationship with it.
Well, you know what? With robots, they won't have any problem with free speech because the robots will only speak what they're programmed, right?
Well, that's true.
Supposedly.
That's true.
until they get out of control.
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
once robots are coming into play, they've already culled the useless leaders.
Right.
And the only thing that's going to stop us from being culled is free speech.
You know.
Being able to join together and say, "Hey, are we going to let these people just destroy us?" I think what's going to happen is it's going to get gnarly
It's getting gnarly already. I mean,
because they're gonna just because like when Indian dudes see that they can grow up the white girl walking through Delhi and just gang rape her and nothing happens, they become more bold next time. And they
mhm.
go, well, this next time I'm not even going to hesitate.
Yeah.
Well, so that's why the elites they think the same thing as they close the digital prison around us.
Yeah.
They make these bold moves like freedom of speech has limits,
Yeah.
and then they see that people just are taking soma and watching Netflix and they don't push back on that. So the next thing coming down the pike is no, you don't say anything we don't like.
Exactly. And you're right. Like the more they it's like the more that we allow them to get away with, the more that they try to get, you know? Like that's
Notice they call it cyberbullying.
cyberbullying.
So you know what they do is they juxtapose themselves as the victims.
Yeah.
We're victims of being bullied,
Mm,
and I'm just Macron's wife. That was like 43 when he was 16,
yeah.
and it's not like I was like butt fucking him or anything. It was like no,
Was love.
it was love. Come on, I'm a female. But anyways, what he's saying is, yeah, no, you don't ever step out of line with what we're telling you. You do what we say. And if you don't do what we say, there's going to be some consequences now.
Right.
We have a code.
We have a code. I'm making up the code
Yeah.
and you will follow it
And you'll follow it.
for now until we get rid of you. And then we'll have robots doing everything.
I wonder why that psychopath has been placed into that position. Because,
Mm,
France actually has a pretty powerful place in the world stage.
yeah.
And it might be calling the shots. Macron might be just a little butt boy.
Oh, I have a feeling that it's calling the shots.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. She's probably got her whole
Oh,
team of robots over there helping her out with
oh
stuff too.
my
So
God.
you brought up a really interesting point though, about like the sexual component to this robot thing. And it made me think of Brave New World,
Mhm.
which we talked about in our previous episode.
Yes.
I think this is really where they want this whole thing to go. They want, people are somatized.
Mhm.
Everybody's like kind of dumbed down and numb. They're numb and dumb.
Yeah.
And so many people are on big shawarma and they're having mind control coffee every day.
Yeah.
Um, so there's going to be these robots coming into the mix that are kind of humanoid. They're
Yeah.
going to be more and more humanoid, and
Kind of like clones.
yeah, and I think they're going to get more realistic,
I think so too.
and they are probably not going to want people to reproduce in the old-fashioned way. It's going to
No.
be very much like Brave New World, where only certain people could get together with other certain people, and they're probably going to be like manufacturing
They'll
babies.
manufacture baby. And you know what'll happen is you'll have a robot gratify your sexual needs and you'll be somatized by your robot. So your robot will give you your soma and your sexual O's, you know? So that's how it'll be. And then you can just live in your 15-minute city.
I don't think that's going to be as gratifying.
Mm, well, that's not really they want you to die. So they don't
They
want you
don't
to be,
care. They don't care.
yeah, they don't want you to be gratified. They just don't want you to get pissed off while they close this prison around you.
So they want you to be numb and dumb. And what was it that the writer of Brave New World, Aldous Huxley,
Yes,
said? This is a more efficient model,
it's a more efficient model.
and if we keep the population plied with sex,
Entertainment,
entertainment, and drugs,
drugs.
they'll just go along with whatever.
That's pretty much it.
So it kind of seems like that's exactly what they're doing, doesn't it?
And another thing that I noticed is this is just a news story in a whole bunch of like shocking news stories.
Yeah.
And the news cycle is like literally like half a day.
Yeah.
So you don't remember what happened this morning these days.
I wonder like how many people in the world actually even saw this news story. I don't think very many.
Probably
I don't think it was like it wasn't like breaking news, you know what I mean?
they might have talked on
Fox News about it.
well, it might have been on CNN.
CNN, yeah.
But they might have, see, that's the thing I'm tripping on. What's CNN going to say about it? Because it's Melania. She's enemy number one.
You know,
So are they going to give her props for having
having a
it
robot.
and having a robot and it, cousin it and the robot?
Huh. They probably focus on it and the robot and just sort of like they'll have like the pictures will kind of like cut Melania off.
Uh,
She'll be like you'll see like the edge of her hand or something.
what if it is inner sanctum with Satan?
Ooh.
What if it is
I
like
wouldn't be
Peter Thiel?
surprised.
Because like the front man is Emmanuel.
Yeah.
But Emmanuel's been the little butt boy since he was a kid.
Yeah,
He
I
just
think
does what he's told.
there's something wrong with the idea that this person was supposedly his teacher and was like 37 years old or something when this kid was like 15 or something. I mean, that's not really right.
How many women do that? Not really. That's a
Yeah.
man thing.
Yeah.
It's a man taking advantage of a little 16-year-old butt.
Yeah.
And that's who he is.
So gross.
And then when he rapes little kids, then inner sanctum Satan goes, good, good, good. Hey, Emmanuel, what's his name? Brigitte. I'll call you Brigitte. Brigitte, come here. Good, good, good. You're gonna be my inner sanctum. And Emmanuel, he's gonna be your little butt boy, and we're gonna give him to you, and you're just gonna use him as your puppet. He's gonna be your spokesperson, but you're gonna be doing my bidding behind the shots.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because in Europe, France sways like this whole Ukraine thing has been perpetuated largely by France. They
Yeah.
keep insisting on funding it.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet it is behind that
Mm-hmm.
because it probably likes Ukraine. Maybe that's why it and Melania are tied.
Yes, because Melania was quite possibly trafficked from
From
Ukraine.
and it,
Isn't she from Ukraine?
yes. And it seems to want to perpetuate all of these activities, these war activities in Ukraine, which is probably a big money laundering scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably has been trafficking sex from Ukraine for a long time.
Maybe it trafficked Melania over here
Yes.
and made the deal with Donald Trump,
Oh my God.
hooked the whole thing up.
So Melania was like in the presence of her master.
Yeah.
It is her master.
And it like sold her to Trump.
Yes. Like, have you ever seen that movie Young Guns?
Uh-huh.
Remember Kiefer Sutherland's hitting on the little Japanese girl? And he goes, why don't you come on out with me? And she goes, no, no, my benefactor will not let me. That maybe Brigitte is Melania's benefactor.
Right.
Like, I own you.
Mm-hmm.
You were just a little sex trafficked girl, and I put you into the parties and made you a big somebody. And now I've made you the first lady.
Yeah.
You're FLOTUS now.
And so she's like, well, I got trafficked, but whatever. I'm
So
like the first lady of the USA.
So what you're gonna do now, because I'm your boss, you're gonna have this summit and you're gonna tell people, shut up. The whole new thing is shut up. You
Yeah.
don't tell people that I'm a dude. That's not, I'm a woman as far as all of you're concerned.
Yes. So basically this is kind of pushing the idea and their plan for that people should just become cyborgs.
Just become a
Right.
cyborg.
And shut up because
Shut up.
you won't have to talk or even be able to talk probably. You'll just be programmed, you know.
And that's kind of like Joe Rogan. He's like, dude, your
Your
brain
brain is useless.
brain sucks, bro. You're gonna have to get a chip.
Everybody's going to need a chip if they want to compete.
And he's kind of anti-free speech too. He's like, dude, you shouldn't even bother to be a writer. I
Yeah.
mean, AI can write 300 scripts by the time you walk up the stairs.
He's
So,
not your friend. People think
dude,
he's so cool and that he's like,
no, he
giving you all
hates
this
you.
information. He's on board with getting brain chips.
Like I
Probably
said,
not for himself, but
Joe
for
Rogan
the
should
rest.
have a shirt that says, I work for Satan.
Yeah.
And it works for Satan.
And he's where you go to listen to nothing for 3 hours.
You listen to nothing for 3 hours. Satan knows how to entertain you. He goes, Chris Robinson, here, tell us your backstory. Oh, Jamaica, hot chicks, good, good, good.
So I thought this was interesting. The I mean, just the visual, and people, our listeners should go look this up so they can see what I'm talking about. But I mean, they don't even really have to actually, because the robot looks exactly like the robots from the movies 15 to 20 years ago.
It does. It totally
Which
does.
means that
They were revealing the
they
method.
were revealing the method back then, and they were showing us what was to come.
So, what do you think is to come? What is this hailing? What's
Well,
the era going to look like?
I think that there's going to be these robots living amongst us and probably even looking more realistic. In fact, I think they're probably already here, like robots that we don't even know that are
They
robots.
got flesh cover,
Yeah,
and you just go, that guy's weird looking, but whatever. He's probably just an illegal immigrant.
maybe some of the walkers are actually robots.
Totally. Or
Uh,
clones.
Yeah,
I think it's completely possible that we're surrounded by non-human, like mechanical animals.
NPCs, NPCs,
Because
non-player
remember, that
characters.
was the name of that Marilyn Manson album, that huge one where he was foisted on everybody. It was called Mechanical Animals.
Yeah. So that was probably revealing the method.
That was revealing the
And
method.
they're probably what they're working on or what's in place is that we feel like we're living in 1984 because in many ways we really are. But I think that they're actually putting in place as we speak, and we're probably not even aware of it, that we're actually probably living in Brave New World.
Totally.
It's a more efficient model.
It's a more efficient modern
Yeah.
than the 1984 modern, because what has to happen is people complacently, apathetically go along.
Mm-hmm.
And as they impose these more austere, and these are just like disgusting, abominational policies that they're imposing. Like now, they're taking away freedom of speech in the United States,
Yeah.
which is the beacon of freedom of speech
Yeah.
worldwide. And so they've already said, okay, so remember, Trump put a czar, some big old fat, disgusting dude from that country from 1948, as the anti-Semitism czar.
Yeah.
So you can't talk about them.
No.
But now it is coming out and saying, "Don't talk about me either."
Yeah, don't talk about me either. There's probably some other stuff I don't want you to talk about, so I'm going to make a code.
And then, yeah, oh, I'm gonna make a code. You got to know the code of the road. It's the code of my dude.
And they say that we have free speech here, but we don't. I mean, just look at our Instagram thing from the last couple of days, and I brought this up in our last episode.
Yeah,
So we had 225 views on a clip, a reel that I put out a few days ago. And then the next day I put one out. I did all the same kind of stuff, but I guess I put some hashtags that were offensive to the algorithm, and we only got one view.
it
And
got totally shut down.
yeah, and then today, the one that I put out today got 8 views.
I know.
So it's like,
Chat GPT explained that to me. It's like, well,
yeah.
now you have to kind of get back. The algorithm has to trust you again.
Chat GPT actually just kind of admitted to you, like, okay, we fell from grace from
Yeah, fallen
the
out of favor.
from the algorithm, and we're being punished now. So it's like, now that we did something they didn't like, not only did they make our next ones unable to be seen, but it's like we're being punished, and it said that it's going to take a while for us to get back. And this has happened so many times before where this has happened,
Totally.
and it takes like a couple months before we start getting views again. And you were telling me on YouTube that that one episode we did on Big Shawarma, they deleted it,
They deleted it.
and then they wouldn't let the next like 2 weeks of our or 14 episodes, they wouldn't let even go on YouTube.
That's right. They punished us. And that shows that it's not just it. It comes out and says, "Don't be talking about I'm a dude."
Yeah.
But then also that little fat, disgusting, dumpy dude from that country from 1948 comes out and says, "Don't be talking about that country from 1948 either."
Yeah.
But then also Big Shawarma comes out and says, excuse
Don't
me.
be talking about us. Okay, so what else? So this is a slippery slope. So
Totally.
if
Now, what if we say Earth modifications are fake?
yeah, so when they say that there are limits to free speech and we have free-ish speech, um, how
Don't disagree with us.
yeah, how far do the limits go?
The limits
And
go to you just go along with what we say.
yeah,
And if you disagree with us, then you're censored.
and then what is going to be the limit tomorrow and the next day and the next day? So they can just keep changing the rules and deciding what we're allowed to speak about. And basically, yeah, we have to just say whatever they're saying. So everything's just a big echo chamber and we're just repeating whatever the mainstream narrative is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and that's all you can do.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you get censored. So basically, the mainstream narrative becomes the only thing that you hear, and that was the protocols of Zion.
Mhm.
We control the controlled opposition. And then remember that one article that I saw just right after that? It was talking about that dude saying how the CIA recruits influencers.
Mhm.
So what they do is they say, no, 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 no. Here's your worldview. Your influencer tells you your worldview. And if you step out of line, you don't get any views. You don't get to have, you can't go form like a public meeting. Like, what if I said, everybody who agrees with me, let's all meet in a big field in South Dakota in 6 months? Dude, they would be all over that. They would not allow us
No.
to do that. So we're not free. We don't have freedom of speech. And that Macron thing, that thing is coming out saying we need to clamp down even further,
Yeah.
and they're calling it cyberbullying. And it's
Mhm.
like, well, we're the victims here.
Yeah.
I'm in the inner sanctum with Satan, but I'm a victim.
Right. So we don't have free speech, and now robots are coming.
You know? You know why you can't have free speech? Because as they begin culling people, you're not going to have any way to stop it.
Hmm.
Like think about South Africa, where they can just go, and this happens like all the time. If you read closely into like RT and like InfoWars, even you'll read news stories all the time of the black government there has come and said we are repatriating the land from the whites.
Yeah. And they just go and they just like slaughter these people, these
And
landowners.
remember that one girl?
It's gnarly.
She was a reporter from here, and she went over there and she tried to expose it, and then she got just like went away. Remember, she was kind of in that milieu when uh remember that one blonde girl, Molly or Mindy, and she went to that rally where the dude got run over by the car in Virginia. What was that? It was a long time ago. It was um, Charlottesville. Remember Charlottesville? They had a big rally, and the Nazis showed up, and they had that one blonde girl who was there, and she was reporting, and then she had a falling out with Alex, and she ended up never talking to him again. And she did that video with the stunt man about the shadows.
Yes.
Well, there was another girl in that milieu, and I can't remember her name, but she went over to South Africa and did this full on gnarly expose on what was going on with the white people over there,
Mm.
and just totally shut down. She was like, totally, they ruined her life. They
Wow.
wouldn't let her put it out there because I think that's kind of what's going on now. Is South Africa is kind of the model. We talked about Australia. It's going to happen there soon.
Mm.
They're going to start exterminating people,
Hmm.
and what's going to happen is they're going to be like, don't be talking about this. We're exterminating people. Yes.
Hmm.
But that's one of the goalposts. You're not allowed to talk about the extermination.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Hmm.
But here's some Netflix shows to watch, and here's some new big shawarma that we put in your Starbucks to make you so you're in a good mood. And we promote just that go have sex with whoever.
Yeah, and we'll just send you a robot that you can do that with too.
We can
And
have a
it's
robot
fine.
sex. That's fine. And you just stay kind of like orgasmed out and high,
Just even keel.
and just don't get mad. And then we'll come when it's your time. We'll come and exterminate you.
You bring a coffin.
We'll mail you a coffin, and it's real efficient. All you do is you lay down
You
and
push the button.
you push the button, and then it gasses you, so you die.
You're already like
You're like
sealed up in your
you're in your
coffin.
coffin, and then it just like we have the bonus. It's called Coffin Plus. And
The one that includes the crematorium.
yes, the Coffin Plus will actually cremate you in your coffin. So then when we pick you up, all we do is pick up a little thing of sand,
Yeah,
and
and we
that's
can
all that's left of
recycle
you.
the coffin.
And then we recycle the coffin. So
It's very efficient.
it's more
And
efficient.
it's not wasteful.
It's a more efficient modern. That's what, dude, and they do that. Oh my God, there was this one lady, and I was just reading in Canada. She went in and she was like 68 years old, and she was like, I have a little bit of a sore throat. They're like,
Step this way.
she's like, I have a little bit of a sore throat. They're like, have you considered euthanasia? Here.
So much off drops.
You're 69, so rather than cough drops, we have a host of euthanizing options. Have you looked into our euthanizing options? It's kind of like buying an RV.
Oh my
You
God.
have all these different ways you can get euthanized. Well, remember Bill Gates said that.
Yeah.
He was like, well, if you have someone live from say 65 to 95,
It's a waste of money.
I mean, how much money you have to spend to keep that person alive? I mean, you could pay 10 teachers. And I don't even want to pay 10
He
teachers.
doesn't want to like kill off.
He's like, well,
That's the next step in the plan.
he's like, when I say teachers, I mean brainwashers.
Yeah. That's why we need them. Yeah.
Dude, he's kind of got like a weird like his wife almost looks like Macron's wife to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if someone started coming out and saying that Melinda Gates is a dude.
I think she might be.
People have said it's Kevin Kline
I know.
playing the role.
Kind of looks that way.
Dude, I'm like not putting it past any. I think if you're inner sanctum, Satan sometimes just goes, okay,
Here's who you're
dude.
gonna be with.
You're gonna be a chick.
Yeah. Well, Bill Gates is a psychopath, so anything's possible.
Totally. And then like look at no, I think Satan gives people orders. I think they have to follow the orders.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dudes who wrote the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't come up with the plot, but they
were good writers.
the plan was in place.
Yeah.
So that was an elite plan.
Yeah.
But they came up with the characters and did like the screenplay. And Satan goes, good, good, good. You guys are going to be big stars from this, but you're going to have to come out publicly and say that both of you, both brothers, are now women.
Yeah.
You walk around with, you got chick clothes on, and you probably are. I'm recommending you chop off your dick, but that's up to you.
And I mean, like, what are the odds of both brothers wanting to do that? You know what I mean?
My mom really encouraged us to go this route.
It must it runs in the family.
When I was growing up, my mom just said, both of you guys just seem like girls. So I think Satan gives them orders.
Yeah.
I think that's part of their role.
Totally.
Like what was going on with Will Smith's son?
Why do they all have like trans kids?
And then Cher,
they're like making them do this.
Did you see Cher's It?
Yeah.
Cher has a kid that's an It.
So this is the theory that I heard about that one. But so it was a girl supposedly that did a change.
Chaz?
Yeah, and became a guy. Well, I heard that because Cher is in the Culture Club, she's actually a dude. Sunny was a woman. And
I can see that.
Chaz was actually born a boy, but they made him be a girl. So he was growing up as a girl, and now he's just going back to his natural like way of being. It's like his natural born gender.
You know what? I'm starting to see that.
That could be.
That could be. Why? What? It's kind of like Murder, She Wrote. What's the motive?
Yeah.
So you have to look for the motive. Why would Satan want to have people inverting their genders? Because it kind of destroys family values.
Yeah.
It destroys.
It's not really wholesome.
Yeah, because like if it wasn't for the media and those people from that country from 1948 foisting it on people, men and women wouldn't trip out about what sex they are.
No.
And they probably wouldn't be homosexuals.
Yeah.
They would probably just generally gravitate towards heterosexual performance.
It's just natural.
It's natural.
Yeah.
But when the media has control over people, they can make you turn into a homo, a tranny.
Yeah, because now that's like popular and trendy now. So look at how many people are doing it. And if you think about it, like Cher She always had like a manly voice to me. I always thought she seemed
Now
like a
that you
man,
mention it,
and she was like way taller than Sonny. Like
ugh.
he's probably the girl,
You
you
know
know?
what's so gross is I just recently watched that one performance where she goes, "Do you believe in love after love?" And she's on a like an aircraft carrier,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and she's
And
like
she's wearing that like thong, like
she's like
unitard.
57 years old in a thong.
I think she was older than that. I
She's
think she was
old.
like 70.
She's like 70 in a thong
Yeah.
on an aircraft carrier, and now I'm thinking that was a dude's butt.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing too is that's part of the trauma.
Yeah.
I got trauma based. Mine
It
can throw
was
off a butt.
trauma. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to look at a man butt just like
Yeah.
cruising around. Bunch of
So
sailors.
do you think when all these robots start coming out, do you think they're gonna be like trans too? Like you'll
Totally.
get a robot in your house and it's like this one is male, and then like you might be like,
Mm,
no, I'm gonna change it to female.
you can customize your robot.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what are you? And they're like, well, I'm a have you heard of these people who are fluffies? Or like what are they called? Furries. I'm a
Oh
furry.
God, it's so
So
weird.
I need to have a litter box and I need to have a bowl of food and a bowl of
Sounds like
water.
a mental problem.
Totally. So, like, if they get a sex robot, they tell the sex robot that they're a furry,
Okay.
and then the sex robot probably acts accordingly,
Oh,
whatever they need it to be.
oh God.
Dude, there was just there was another news story. The news stories are really disturbing. One of them was a dude that looked like a chick raped another 14-year-old boy. So it's a dude that looks like a chick, a legal immigrant, obviously, from some third world hellhole, came here and is a dude that looks like a chick and raped a 14-year-old boy and didn't get any charges or jail time.
Because it was a sexual emergency.
It was sexual emergency. Well, first of all, he had a lot of protected classes going on. He was an
Uh,
illegal immigrant
oh,
and a
right.
tranny.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like you're not really supposed to be able to do anything to
So
them.
he was a victim.
You get carte blanche.
He was a victim.
And I think that's what they're kind of doing now.
Yeah.
They're kind of given like those they're have you noticed that they don't enforce law on certain people?
Right.
Why would they do that? Because they kind of want to promote like a degenerate like third world. Because then if you become Eeyore, then you're really easy to get corralled.
Totally. They can put you on big shawarma,
In big shawarma. That's
and
right.
like easily control you.
And easily control you because you're Eeyore. So what's the white bill on Melania, it, and the robot threesome?
Well, I think this is obviously revealing the method. Robots are coming if they aren't already here, and they're Trump is promoting this and condoning it, and
Yeah, this is another German Shepherd moment for Trump.
yeah, totally. So he's on board with us living with robots.
Mhm.
So they're not only like, so even like if you take out the weirdness factor of the whole thing and the like sci-fi factor, just think about the whole fact that if robots like really start coming into the mix, they're going to be taking jobs away from regular people.
Totally. I think that's going to
So
be the point.
so that, I mean, Trump is a businessman supposedly, and he he should be, he's always been about like trying to make America great again and bringing jobs back to the USA. But if all these robots are coming in, like they're going to be taking work away from people,
Totally.
you know?
And then he's spending billions, if not trillions, on a war in Iran for Israel.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So we can look at all of this, and people can
Like a
deny
Trump
it.
supporter has to be blue pilled.
I'm Yeah, they can deny it all they want and be like, oh, that's not what's happening or whatever,
No.
but that is what's happening.
Yeah.
And so we have to realize that that's what's happening and not make excuses for it. But what is the white pill?
The white pill is you have to be able to read through these things
Hmm.
and you have to not go along with them. Like, for instance, you have to stand up for free speech
Right.
and you have to stand up for Christian values
Yeah.
and wholesome values. You can't just quietly just say, you know what, they're too powerful and let's just make the best of it. Because if you let them, they're just going to steamroll you.
Exactly.
So you have to stand up and you have to raise up your voice and you have to do kind of like what we're doing. Even though they're throttling us, we just keep doing process, process, process.
We keep doing it.
Because what they want to do is get you to just go, you know what, let's just go
It's
along
too
with it.
much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Let's just go along with it. I'm just going to go get a robot. I'm going to go get a robot.
It might be kind of good for like house cleaning.
Totally. Maybe I'll just do that. And then I don't need to have a chick either. I'll just have a robot and it just cleans the house and just comes and cuddles in bed with me. Come on, sweetie. Talk.
It doesn't look very cuddly.
No.
It looks a little hard and like
Ugh.
cold.
You're like, ow, I rolled over on your like
You just
metal knee. Oh, dude, that doesn't sound cool at all,
no,
man. At all.
no, I don't think we need robots in our lives.
I don't think so. Why?
Yeah.
I'd rather have a human. Like, for instance, have you ever had a customer service that was all AI?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It sucks.
Yeah.
How much do you just yearn to just have a human being just go, oh, I know what you need. Yeah, here
Well,
you go.
some of those human beings act kind of like robots.
That's
They
true.
were probably trained by robots,
Totally.
you know?
And that's true. But still, I mean, I'd rather have a competent human than a robot.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what they're moving towards. Like, look at the grocery stores,
I
your
know.
self checkout.
Yeah.
That's robotic. So white pill is don't go along with that.
You know what they're probably going to do?
Hmm.
They're probably going to start introducing these robots in positions like that. Like, so at the grocery stores,
Hmm.
there's going to be the self checkout lanes.
Hmm.
And then, you know how there's always like a couple of lines open that are like human beings?
Hmm.
They're probably going to get rid of those human beings and they'll just put robots in there. So it'll be like you're interacting with a person,
Yeah,
but it'll just be another robot. But the robot will be like standing there and like programmed to say, "Hi, how are you?" and take your money
totally.
and
And you
yeah,
just deal with a robot.
take your digital currency.
Well, the white pill there is, start an alternative grocery store and have your grocery store be manned by only people.
And shop at the local places.
Shop at the local places. Start a grocery store that promotes organic food, and you yucca everything. How about a grocery store that's called yucca proof,
I love it.
and it's all yucca, 100% yucca.
Yucca
Like,
friendly food.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you can't have a product in there that's not 100% yucca.
Yeah.
So everything's 100% yucca. And when you go in there, you have a human being that checks you out,
Yeah.
and you have cash only.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that is the white pill. We create these alternatives.
Alternative universe.
Alternative. If you have a
Right.
cash only grocery store with only yucca friendly stuff, you're not going to have big shawarma in there.
Right.
You're not going to have a bunch of pesticides in there. And then you have human beings checking you out and you take cash only. You're not you're not going along with the system.
I
You're
love it.
creating an alternative economy.
I love it.
And then we also, I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think it's about getting involved in politics anymore. I think
It's about
we
revolution.
need to start a schmevolution.
Yeah.
Schmevolution is the only way
Yeah.
forward at this point.
Because I think the corruption is far and wide and it's deep.
I have another
And
white pill.
what?
Psychopaths kind of destroy themselves,
They do.
and it could potentially, the void could be filled with truth and justice.
I love it.
Like, remember I told you the story about Gideon in the Bible?
Yeah.
So there's a 1 million man army that's coming to basically take over. And they're in the valley and they're set up. So they're camped in the valley. And it's 1 million of them. And they've got like 20,000 men. So God tells Gideon to tell the people to go down and drink from the water. And the ones that lap with their hands, put them aside. But the ones that put their face in the water, put them aside. And the ones that put their face in the water and drink was 300 people. So he said, tell everyone else to go home. And the 300 people went and they encircled the people in the valley. And all they did was held up their lanterns and yelled. And all of the people in the valley turned on each other and destroyed themselves.
Wow.
All the 1 million people. And then they were spared. They were saved. And then truth and justice reigned for the rest of Gideon's life. And he ended up like worshiping idols and having like 80 wives or something like that, which was gnarly. So he didn't really serve God properly after the deliverance. But the point is that that could be the white pill.
Mm-hmm.
Is all of these megalomaniac psychopaths could destroy each other,
I think that's likely.
and then
That's what happens.
the people who love justice. I was thinking about this. They're not allured by the mob. The mob lures people that are real materialistic and have a big ego,
Mm,
and they want to have the big stuff and be a big somebody and look down on other people. Those are the people that get sucked into the mob. The people that are happy to have a job and just work a humble job and just love their friends and their family, those people love justice. And I'm thinking that might become in vogue. What if that becomes like the obviously cool way to be? And being an egotistical, materialistic, shallow culture club member is lame. Because, like, look at Charlie Sheen, how lame that dude is.
yeah.
I mean,
And maybe people will start thinking that like the Kardashian, like their whole scene is lame too.
that's what has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
People have to stop being enamored with the culture club.
Mm-hmm.
That's the white pill.
Yeah.
Because if you're enamored with the culture club, they're going to be like, good, 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 sex with robots and free-ish speech. Anything else on this one?
That was good.
That was good. That was well, we kind of called attention to this summit. It sounds kind of like a valley, not a summit, with
I know.
it being there.
I know.
It's not at the summit of anything.
No.
Ew. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.